What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Capture Craft Podcast. I'm your host, Izzy Pitchford. This is episode number 6. We got my dog Tyree with me. Some of you guys might know him if you know me. Some of you guys might not. He's a dope creative. I'll let you open up, bro. Tell people about yourself. What do you do, content-wise, and then also outside of content, like what you got going on.
So I'm a filmmaker, creator outside of Milwaukee. You know, I do comics, films, documentaries, features. I'm a writer. Somewhat a musician. It depends on the day. I do a lot of things. I try to say I'm a creative's creative because I try everything and see what works for me.
Yeah, I feel that, bro. Yeah. So long story short, how me and Tyree met. Tyree, my brother and Tyree played on the same basketball team. Yep. And then Tyree came and went to high school out in Waukesha, stayed with us. And so he's like a brother to me. Been with what did you say, 4 years at the crib?
Yeah, 4 years.
During the school year. And
was transferred 4 years before that.
Yeah, exactly. And so just built up into a relationship that now is super double because honestly, like, at the time, none of us were doing nothing creative, bro.
At all. We was just all in sports. Yeah. And then we kind of all went on our own path and came back around to the creative front.
Exactly.
So it's like,
and so, yeah, I mean, shit, bro. First things first, I want to talk about the creative industry in Milwaukee and what you think is going super well. What do you think is lacking? Because coming from Houston and just coming back is like, obviously I'm not in the mix. I'm not like in the same crowds as you and the same amount of people that you know from this like area. But I feel like, in my opinion, it's like a big step behind a lot of the other big cities. And obviously Milwaukee's not a smaller big city, but also at the same time, like I feel like there's so much more that can be going on out here. How do you feel in your opinion? Because you live it every day.
I'd say it's like we're like a mom and pop shop club in a way right now, where if you get a foot in, you got to kind of keep that foot in because it's only whenever I'm on sets, it's normally the same people on the sets every time. So you're always going to see the same people. You're going to get to know them because it's a small crowd that stays in Milwaukee and stays doing it in Milwaukee because a lot of the time people will stop doing it because they feel like it's not an outlet for them. So I feel like we just don't have the certain infrastructure that other communities have where it's built in production companies already using the spaces and using the city. There's built in like creative agencies and stuff like that that is kind of nurturing the creators in the city. Yeah. I feel like that's where we really behind that is where like we don't have the infrastructure to be bigger, but if we got that, it'd just be like a melting pot because we all here, directors, creatives, musicians, artists, it's already all here. It's just there's not an infrastructure to like breed it and like make it flourish, I'd say. So it's like,
for sure. That's what I feel like that's something that moving to Houston was like part of that was like, bro, Minnesota doing what I'm doing now would have never been possible, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think that it goes a long way, like having people who are already ahead of you, already started it, already doing the same thing that you want to do, because you could just jump right behind them and just do the same thing.
And a thing about that, though, is like when you do go to these bigger places from like your hometown, Milwaukee or whatever, you start to see that maybe they're not that far ahead as you thought they are. Maybe
that's true too.
Maybe you might have a leg up because you went through the crazy times in the snow, driving and like hustling, like really having to hustle every day. Hustle every day. And you realize like, oh, you might have like a one up or the person you was looking up to might be looking up to you because they see what you're doing. And I'm like, that was one thing that like I noticed when I started to go to LA, New York. It was like they look at us the same way we look at them.
That is fact.
It might not be on their level, but they see you doing it on a probably a smaller level when they take an influence from it and they want to see pick your brain, see how you do it. That's the one thing. It ain't everybody the same. It ain't really.
That is facts. Like you can take someone out of one city because I was just talking to Coach Harris about it today, and I was like, bro, I feel like if I came to Milwaukee or Wisconsin, just in general, like doing what I do with the fitness and the sports content, like I can make a killing and I can just be everywhere because at least from what I see, I don't see nobody really like doing it for real. You know what I'm saying? And the people who do it are like starting off. You know what I'm saying? So I do agree that like you can take someone out one city and based on their trials and tribulations, what they learned, what they done been through, put them in a different city and they'll be successful.
The grind the hustle and the grind that you have as a Midwestern, I swear can take you anywhere in the world because there's not people like us, all those places. They ain't never seen snow. They ain't never seen some of the stuff we had to go through. So when you get to these warmer places or the bigger cities, they really don't.
Right.
They don't know what you've been through. Yep, so the hustle and like what you can do versus like a lot of the time when I'm at these festivals and stuff, like I'm doing everything. I'm photo, video. They got a photo guy, a video guy. Yep. I'm doing it all myself, and they're like, "Damn, how can you focus on doing everything?" I'm like,
I get it.
That's how I do it, bro.
That's how I am too. I even thought about hiring like a photographer to work with me or a videographer, depending on the project. But I'm like that's just how I operate, bro. I got to be doing it all, and like. I know there's probably times where that like holds me back or like could elevate a project, but like at the same time, like that's just how I know, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, like, oh yeah, bro, just shoot all the pictures. Actually, the first time I'm doing it is this weekend. I'm shooting a wedding. I only have to shoot video.
That's dope.
But I'm super excited because I'm like, oh, I don't got to worry about pictures. I don't got to worry about lining people up. Like,
bro,
they're going to do all that for me and I can just shoot the content. Like, that'll be super interesting to see like how I feel after that, you know what I'm
saying? And that's one of the things I've learned over the years too is like, working on commercials is that I don't got to do it all myself. Yeah. There's a person for this, a person for that. You can find a person who will do every little thing that you want them to do. But at the end of the day, sometimes those smaller deals ain't got the money for that. Yeah, so you like, you could get a B shooter, but what quality of B shooter are you going to get like for the $500 to $1,000 extra you going to have left over? But now it's like starting to learn the logistics of how to run a production company and how to run a real like film commercial business. It's like you need all these people and you can't shortcut it.
Yeah, you can't.
Once you shortcut it, it's like, man, I wish I had that PA or that guy to just be here to be like, hey, go grab that, go grab this. That's weird.
So spinning back. We kind of jumped right in, which is cool. I wanted to get that question off the bat right away, and we might cycle back to it. But talk about like how you started your creative journey, because like I know, obviously, like we both said, like we didn't start with creative stuff, and now it's funny that we're both sitting here doing something very similar. So talk about like how you started and just like picking up the camera for the first time, all that type of stuff.
I don't want to say I've always been a creative, but I went to art school when I was younger, so I've always been around creative energy and like been involved with it. So when I got to college, it was like finding what that was for me. Yeah. And then I wrote a book. Like that was the first thing like creative. I feel like that was my own. It was Fair Fight. So I wrote Fair Fight in like 2015. And I was just like, how do I do this? Like, what even is this?
What do I do with this? Like, it's on paper now, but
what even is this? So I was literally talking to every advisor, and I talked to a different advisor every time, because one advisor would send me off and be like, oh yeah, English major. Nah, that's not what I want to do.
That's not what I'm doing yet.
And then it was like, my friend Keenan was doing film, and he was doing a show on our Titan TV network or something like that.
Oh, for like a Oshkosh.
Yeah, Oshkosh network. Yeah. So he was doing a show, and I just went to like one of the shows he was filming, and I was like, man, I kind of want to do this. This is kind of what I want to do. And I switched my major to film, and ever since then, I kind of just been kind of like one straight line. Like I want to be a filmmaker, a director, and I want to direct films and TV. That's the goal at the end of the journey. You know, right now, I'm doing one thing, I'm on one path, but at the end, I want to be
the long-term goal.
Yeah.
And that's what I think, I think that's something that everybody could take away is like, we all got that long-term goal. Yeah. And like for me, it's sports documentaries. But like, right now, it might be shooting Instagram content for someone who's an athlete, you know what I'm saying? But like, I think a lot of people, like, they'll see like, oh, I want to be a director, or I want to shoot a movie, and it's like, okay, how do I get there? You know what I'm saying? But like, I think the main thing is like literally just starting.
Yeah, you really just gotta start. Yeah. Because once you start to feel out what is your thing and what's your niche and who messes, how this works in this avenue. Like you might not do sports documentaries right now, but you might end up on a documentary that teaches you how to make a documentary.
Right, exactly.
Like and how to take the steps on and how long the journey is really to make a documentary. How to Man, because there's so much archival interviews and stuff you gotta have, and it starts to teach you the journey and like the path that you want to be on. And a lot of people don't want to be like, how do I say this? A lot of people don't want to go through the journey. They just want to be at the end point.
That's facts.
And sometimes you got to go through everything. You got to do, I call it bitch work, but you got to be the lowest on the call sheet so you can be the the first or second on the call sheet. You gotta really go through it all so you can know the past and know like what that person in that position is going through and what they do. Yeah. And it's a lot. It takes a lot. Like on some projects I've been on, it's been like, how long have y'all? I'll come in the middle. It'd be like, y'all been working on this for 5 years. 5 years they've been working on this documentary.
Project,
and it's tough.
Yeah.
But like I said, as long as you know where you want to be and you taking the right steps, like you knew you wanted to be in Houston shooting fitness content, but you didn't know it was going to take you this far. But all you did was take the steps to get you there. And look where you at now, you know?
No, yeah, literally, that's crazy because I was just talking to Jamie had came by the crib, and I was just telling him like, bro, like 2 years ago, this was like my 5-year goal. Like where I'm at right now, shooting with companies, shooting with brands, and it's like, all it took was me moving to Houston and actually wanted to work and get better and actually wanted to strive to like pursue something like this, you know what I'm saying? And then you just keep clicking. And it like it goes back to what you're saying, is like that's just the hard work we know, you know what I'm saying? Like some people would have been like, oh yeah, I shot with Gymshark one time, like I'm cool.
And it comes from sport. I always tell people like, if you find somebody who worked hard in sports, you go find somebody who go work hard at whatever they want to be.
Everyday life.
Yeah, in their everyday life. So I always say it comes from sports, the work ethic, and then like wanting to know what you do. Because a lot of people after they get done with sports, it's lost. You don't know what you want to do. I was like that for a second. No, like I was like that for like 2 years. After high school, and I was like, damn, what do I even want to do?
Right. Like what next, bro? I've been playing basketball my entire life. I've been playing football my entire life. Like, it's funny. That's like one of the things that nobody prepares you for. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because it happens to everybody at some point. Even if you make it to the league, like, you get to that point where it's like, okay, now, like, who I was, it no longer exists. Like, literally, who am I going to be now? You know what I'm saying? I think that's a big thing that a lot of people go through is, like, you don't know who you're going to be. And you got to try everything out. You got to fail. You got to just keep moving.
And one day that shit click. And one day it clicks. But you got to put yourself in position for it to click in a way. And for me, it was kicking in with Tyree. Like, when I started kicking in with Tyree, I did not even know what I was doing. I had no clue what it was going to turn into, how many people was going to hit me up to be on it. I was not prepared. I just did it. And I was like, now, ever since then, that was the piece that put me here today.
That shit's crazy.
It was like, I started doing Kicking It with Tyree. Now, a lot of people know my name, and now I'm able to do more things, get into videography, get into photography, and like practice and hone those skills so that I can become a better creative just off of that one thing, just starting it, you know, just
starting. You didn't even know what you were doing for it. That's the same thing with this podcast, bro. It's like now, like I have people who want to be on here. I have like bigger name people that I want to bring on. And it's like all because
you just
I was willing to try it out. And I've filmed podcasts plenty of times, obviously, but it's like never in my life was I like, oh, I'm gonna start my own. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like you said, let's just go back to, hey, fuck it, I'm gonna start it, see what's up, and
you don't know what's on the other end. You just gotta dip your toe in.
Exactly. Going back to like starting Kicking Tyree, just like the start of your creative journey in general. What was like that first moment where you were like, oh shit, I can do this for real? Like I can really do something with the creative industry or just whatever I'm doing right now.
When I shot my first like big show. It was like 2018, 19 at the end. It was like damn near winter. It was like becoming winter at the beginning of 2019. And somebody I knew somebody from Lyrical Lemonade. They just put me in contact with him. He was like, come to the show, blah, blah, blah. And then it turned into, I wasn't even shooting the show no more. I was just kicking in with them. And because it got kind of rowdy, like, because it was like their first show they ever did. It was with YNW Melly, Blueface, some other Chicago artists. And I think it was either YNW Melly or somebody was like, fuck the media pit. Jump over the barricades. Everybody jumped over the barricades, and then somebody just pulled me on stage and was like, I see you, bro, you ugly. And then I was just on stage with everybody, and then ended up backstage with everybody, and I was like, damn, I'm really like doing what I said I wanted to do a year ago or whatever, and I'm right here. It just takes, you know, kind of getting a little further. And I say that was like the first like moment where I was like, okay, it's possible for me to like find my way in this industry and do my own thing. So,
facts. Based on that, like you said, someone that you knew someone from Lyrical Lemonade.
Yeah.
I think that like network is bigger than your portfolio.
It's bigger, yeah.
Because bro, there's people I've seen that have like, I won't call it trash work, but it's not the best work in the world. But they know somebody who knows somebody that gets the opportunity, and based on that, it allows them to bring their work up and elevate.
Yeah.
What do you think, like, based on not even your network, but just network in general? Like, how impactful do you think that is for people?
I think the networking is probably the most important thing outside of you learning the craft in a way. Like, networking and knowing who is actually for you and like will help you and help you get to the next step. Because not everybody you meet is going to have like good intentions for you or good intentions on like your work. They might use you just to like get ahead in their own life and stuff like that. So knowing who is for you and who go help you down like when you really need it is kind of like the most important. And having that like tight-knit crew that you could always be like, hey, I need an extra shooter for this. I need an extra guy to help me out on this. And I'd say even networking outside of your like your reach in a way is like networking. A lot of people think you got to network up, and it's like you got to network literally around you, like around you, like whoever is in your plane right now is that who you need to be networking with, because at one point they might end up at that top, or you might end up there, and you might need their help to come up. And you know, everybody has their specialties, so it's like there's producers for a reason, there's gaffers and DPs for a reason. Like you gonna need those people to help you, and even actors, you know, like you need people to know people on your team, and you never know who could help you in the long run. Like,
and it's not even like it's not even also like, oh, I can use you in the future, or you can use me in the future. It's more like, hey, bro, let's just connect. And if one day we do potentially need each other, like,
just we got that genuine connection. Like, it's not like, oh, we don't need each other for nothing. We just linking up and talking and, you know, spinning game to each other. We might even be like a phone call or a FaceTime or something like that. I've done that thousands of times where, like, I met somebody at an event and we hopped on FaceTime, or I met somebody damn near via Instagram. Social media, we hopped on FaceTime real quick just to see like what their ideals were and what they wanted out of life and shit like that. So I always like to like just hear what people's goals are and like what they want out of life.
What they actually trying to do.
Yeah, and then it kind of helps me be like, okay, I can help you. Like, I see what you see, or sometimes you might see something in somebody that they don't even see yet. And you gotta like bring that shit out of them, and it's important to do that, because it's like you gotta give it, because you gotta give it to the next generation or next creative, because you never know like who they could be if they didn't take that just spark, you know.
And going back to like Instagram, social media, bro, like how impactful. I think I have a big grasp on what I think social media is and like what it can do for us, because that's kind of how I came up, you know what I'm saying? I came up in the social media era, or especially era, but like the industry, you know what I'm saying? Like everything I do is social media based. Everything that I'm doing, everything that I'm shooting is going for social media. What impact do you think like having social media now allows us to do? You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen you connect with people all over the country. I've seen you shoot with people that I connect with, or I might follow and like follow their journey through social media. What impact do you think that has for us?
It allows us to like, it opens the door for us to do anything. So that's the power of social media, is like you could really put the word out there that you want to do something, and it'll come to you. Like you just say, I want to do this, and somebody be like, oh, I was looking for somebody to do this, and it'll just literally come to you. That's like the power. It's like manifestation in real time. Like I've seen it so much, and it's happened with me. I'll be like, I want to do this, and it'll just pop up. I won't even say it out loud. I was just like, man, I've been trying to do this. And somebody would be in my inbox like,
story, yep.
like, hey, bro, I was looking for somebody to do this. I'm like, damn.
Yep.
Like, even when last year when I was like, I want to do animated music videos, like, and then one of my friends who I met on a set a year ago was like, oh, me and my sisters want to do this animated music video. We want you to do it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, damn. I didn't even say I wanted to do this.
I didn't even speak that out loud. But that's just how
it just came right to you. So I think the power of social media, especially the influence you have on social media, you might be influencing somebody that you don't even know you are. Like, they're tapped into you. They might not ever like your stuff, ever react to it, but they're tapped in and they see it and they'll come up to you and be like, hey, like, I see what you're doing. It inspired me to do this or that. Like, I had people speaking Arabic in my inbox, like, hey, I love your podcast. Like, it was like a couple years ago, like, you inspired me to start a podcast in different countries. So it's like, you never know who you're reaching out to or who might see what you're doing. They might hate it, they might love it, but it's still powerful in the influence you have.
So based on that, in my opinion, I don't think you personally use social media to like broadcast your portfolio, if you want to call it that.
Never.
So why not? And then what do you use social media for? Because I personally love posting my content. I want people to see. And again, part of it is because I'm in that social media demographic or group, whatever you want to call it. So that is my portfolio. I don't have a website. I don't have all that type of stuff that maybe a normal videographer might have. But I use Instagram as my portfolio, as getting to know people, as people getting to know me. So I just want to hear the flip side of that, like what you see your vision for your social media as.
At first,
or if anything at all.
At first, I was using it as my portfolio, and like it was all work, all everything. Now I kind of just use it as like a networking tool. But I still post my work, but a lot of times I'll go dark. I won't post at all for a while, but I'll still be working on stuff. I'll still be doing stuff. I just won't even post it.
In fact.
And then people be like, damn, I ain't seen you doing it. I was like, I've been doing it. I'm doing it. I just don't post it as much. And I'm just now starting to get back into it. But for a while, I was just like, I wasn't feeling social media in a way where it was like, I just didn't use it for the right reasons or the right way. And I just kind of got away from it. But now I kind of see it as a networking tool. It puts my work in the hands of everybody around the world if you really wanted to. And that's always what it's been to me. It's like, I want people to just see the work and the creativity that went into the stuff I'm doing versus like me kind of just putting it always in their face. Because I used to send my shit to people every day. Like, I'd be like, oh, you didn't see this yet? Send. And now I'm just like kind of laid back about it. And I'm like, if you see it, you see it. If you don't, the right people will see it when it's time for them to see it. And I feel like I'm more focused on like doing the creative work. Like, I want to learn and like
there comes a point where like you gotta tap out of social media and actually do something in real life. I think that's what I've slowed down a lot, especially since like end of last year, early this year. I was like pushing hard. I think I've but have developed like the same thing is like I can post all day long, every single day, whatever it might be, and like my account might grow, but like at the end of the day, like I don't get paid from social media. Like my jobs, and I've reached a lot of people, and a lot of people reach out to me via seeing my stuff for social media or the people that I work with. But like my job is in real life. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people who do make money off social media, but like for us and the creatives and the behind the scenes, like the money or our real job is in real life. You know what I'm saying? So like
to do the work. That's our job. We gotta do the work so we can show y'all the work.
Right, exactly. Like there has to be something for me to prove.
And it had some couple instances where it was like I got too open on social media in a way where it was like I let people in too much, and then they kind of like will take advantage of you letting them in. And now I'm like, half the time I don't respond to you. Like I will respond if I think it's like real business, but if you just hit me up on some like, there's a lot when I'm doing interviews, it's a lot of I won't say crazy rappers, but like some bipolar rappers out there, but they just will be one way this day, another way the next day, and it's like, bro, I don't know why you just cussed me out, to be honest. You could have just said what you wanted to
Right,
say
like, if you don't
right
do
away.
it, bro, that's cool. Nah, I feel that.
Yeah, but so I kind of just stopped being on social media in that, for that instance. And I was so focused on getting the comics and the animations done
Yep.
that I wasn't really worried about it. I was like, one day I'll get back to all the stuff I was doing, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be like I never left in a way.
And you
So,
can always, that's what I always tell people, bro, like, I could post something from 6 months ago that I
Yeah.
shot or behind the scenes, whatever it might be, and like,
you won't
now
even
it's
know it
real
was 6
time.
months ago.
Yeah, exactly. So going back, bro, you said you do, I know for a fact you do the books, the comic books, you do videography, photography, music videos, all type of different stuff. Where do you find like your creative inspiration from?
Honestly, just the source. But really, just always comes to me. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of the times when it's like music videos or something like that, I am like the spark and the idea, and I go to them and be like, hey, let's do this.
Right.
I have this idea for your song or whatever it might be, but really it's whatever is on my mind at that point. Like, it will come to me and I'll just be like, damn, I gotta do this.
Yeah.
Or I gotta at least write it out, see how it goes down. Or if it's a song or something like that, or it's like a script, I gotta just do it and see how it is. But a lot of the time that stuff is like, I'm thinking down the line, and it's like, especially for scripts, I'm like, how can I make the script in the future?
Yeah.
How can I do this in the future, and just planning stuff around what I already do to like excel further once I have like the right people in place.
Yeah.
Or let's say I have a production company who wants to fund a movie I'm trying to do, or they see a clip of my animation, like, oh, how can we make this a full thing?
Right.
I gotta be ready. I always want to be ready with everything
that.
already. So it's, some days I won't do nothing creatively for a week, but then I'll be like on a 7-day spree, or I just nonstop. I might have wrote 3 scripts. You never know. It's filmed 3-4 videos in a row.
That's good. That's a good topic I want to talk about too. Is like, where do you find that balance in your life? You know what I'm saying? Because we do get caught up, and there's a phase where everybody goes through, where it's like go, and you're not even thinking about anything else. And then there comes a phase where it's like, man, fuck this. I'm not trying to touch the computer. I'm not trying to pick up the camera.
Don't tell me to touch my camera.
Don't ask me to shoot nothing. Like, how do you find that balance to where you don't feel burnt out on either end of like, oh, I'm going so hard, like I could just keep going. Or on the flip side, like, man, I just came off a month of grinding, and now I don't want to touch my shit no more. You know what I'm saying?
I just came off a 2-month grind spree, like a grind spree.
Yeah.
And really, it's, you gotta really be like, this is work sometimes. Like, this is only work.
Yeah.
It's nothing more. You gotta like turn your brain off from it and be like, I'm only, especially when it's not like a project that you're doing something for a company, or when you're doing something for a company or something like that, you gotta be like, this is work.
Yeah.
Nothing else. Turn your brain off once you're done doing it. Or if you doing your passion project, you're kind of a little bit more involved, and like it's more emotionally involved with it. So for me, I used to burn out. Like, I would go so hard for like months at a time, like 9 months in a row. I'd be shooting podcasts every weekend. Then I'd have school. Then I have all this stuff, and then I'd just be burnt out for like 3 months straight, and I wouldn't do nothing. So now it's like, I just take my time with it. Like, I don't force nothing. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. I don't try to force me doing videos for people, force me doing podcasts with people. If they cancel, I'll get back to them. I ain't gonna try to force it to reschedule.
You're not gonna do it tomorrow or next week. Yeah. We're gonna get to it.
We're gonna get to it when we get to it. And now it's like, I have a little bit more time on my hands and more responsibilities for myself. So it's like, I can't spend 9 hours doing podcasts like I used to. I can't spend the time that I used to filming music videos, sitting on my computer all day. I can't do it. So got jobs, got other things that got to be taken care of. So I feel like the burnout doesn't really happen for me. I'm always excited to work until it's until it's something like a summer fest where it's like 3 weeks in a row,
Non-stop.
4 days a week. And then sometimes that could be like, oh, damn, I'm tired of this shit.
Yeah.
But
that's why I say,
now I'm like excited
that's when, like,
to work
to me,
all
it's
the time.
like, that's when it feels like work for real. Like, I have to be here at this time. I have to do this. Like, and obviously, like, even the stuff that I do, like, I'm on somebody else's time.
Yep.
But it's like, I get to. Even like this right now, like, this is a good break to come back home and be at the crib and not have to worry about shooting and doing all that. But, like, there's times in Houston where it's like, okay, we got this podcast set up for Monday. I might have shot in the morning. I might have edited it for a couple hours. And I'm like, damn, I have to go do this podcast because I said I would, which is my shit and I enjoy doing it. But also at the same time, sometimes I'm like, man,
You tired
I'll
as
do
hell?
it a different day. But like now, coming here, I'm like, yeah, bro, I can't wait to do this. I'm excited to talk, like, see what's all going on. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
it's now I'm excited. I've always like I had a point where it was like, damn, I don't even like this shit, you know,
Right.
like. But now I'm like, I'm excited to work. I'm excited to be on sets. I'm excited to, learn and like get to learn different stuff, meet different people, and especially 'cause you never know who you're gonna meet. Sometimes you never know who you're gonna be in a room with. So I kind of try to always have that like positive energy and just radiate positivity around me. So good things come in, and I don't want to be the downer on set or that's just weird to me. So it's like people are sad on set and stuff. It is stressful though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's
always.
stressful because most of the time, like we're up at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. or something
Early
like that.
calls, yeah.
Early call times, and now it's noon, but it feel like it's 5 p.m.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Y'all
it
just
be
knocked
long.
out lunch?
We just out got lunch, bro.
We still got 3 more hours?
Nah, bro, you be having 6 more hours.
Fuck no.
Last week or a couple weeks ago, I was in New York, upstate New York, doing this. I can't even actually talk about it, but I was doing this commercial. I can't talk about what it is, but we're doing this commercial, and it was 4 a.m. call times. You on a farm. And you like, man, what the?
Like, what am I doing right now? Like, what am I actually doing?
Yeah, but you get to learn and meet a lot of different people, and then you like, okay, this is how they put together something like this. And you see the end product, because a lot of the time, even though I'm on set, sometimes I'm actually helping edit it too. So it's like, it's nice to be behind like assistant director or assistant camera and be like, all right, this is how they doing this.
Right.
These are the lenses they're using.
Yeah.
These are the questions they ask, the interview subjects, and especially doing stuff like this, it actually you realize that doing a podcast like this prepares you to be a director in that documentary brand ad position way better. You start to realize that you already prepared yourself.
Yeah, like the questions you're asking, the process of the entire conversation, and not just having to be blank questions with no answer. And I think that's what a lot of people think is like, oh, I could just set up a camera, set up a light, and start asking questions. But it's like, you gotta make the person feel comfortable. You gotta actually have like, while they're talking to you, you gotta like nod your head and like communicate with them that you understand what they're saying.
And be like in the conversation, not just being like, next question. Right. You got to be in the conversation, talking back and forth, and then you can. A lot of the time when I'm doing interviews, I don't even like think about the questions until like we completely end or whatever like we were talking about. I'm like, oh yeah, question.
Now we're not talking about nothing.
Well, that's how it is. So.
I feel that, bro. What based on everything you've done, what like is your main thing that gets you excited to do? Like you said again, comics, filming music videos, being on set, editing, like what's the main thing that you look forward to doing? Or is it the fact that you can do it all?
It's the fact that I can do it all, and I like doing it all. I like being multifaceted, where I can be in a studio, whether it's film, music, or commercial space. I like that I can be able to be a hand in anything somebody needs from me. So really, the most thing I get excited about commercials because good money, but I get excited about that.
That's real though, bro. Nobody wants to talk about that, bro. I enjoy doing projects that pay good. Hell yeah.
The more you pay, the more excited I am to do it. I ain't gonna lie, but I get excited about commercials because sometimes you never know. It might be for Nike, it might be for Google. You might end up meeting Giannis or Embiid or somebody on that commercial. You would never thought, because they don't send you the call sheet before. And it's always nice just to like be in those environments and be able to be helpful. And probably my favorites commercials to do is it's like Wisconsin travel.
Okay,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
I've seen those, yeah.
yeah, so it's Wisconsin travel commercials where you all up and down Wisconsin driving. And the last one I did was a horror story, but it was because we drove in a blizzard like 6 hours home. It was disgusting.
I don't miss the blizzards, bro.
Bro, I don't either. When I was like, this is my hell loop, because it went from like one time and then 3 hours later we got there. It was like the time kept going up, not down. And I was like, man, this is awful.
Yeah.
You got trucks sliding on the highway. The producer car broke down and shit. It was crazy. But I get excited just to be creative, bro. Honestly, like in any facet, like I just like to be creative and be in that space, and like
whatever that looks like at that moment.
Yeah, if we really locked in on doing this project, I'm locked in. Like we gonna make the best out of this, or whatever it is, whether it's a documentary or a short film. I'm kind of locked in on trying to just make it the best that it is. And sometimes you get lost in trying to make it the best and not seeing like it already is at its best. Yeah,
that's what that's one of the things is like when you're in a project, you nitpicking every single little thing. But no, cycling back all the way back to the first thing we talked about with Milwaukee. What do you think like the next 3 to 5 years people can do in this area or moving to this area to help elevate what's going on out here already?
It's elevating right now, especially like from the music industry on down. Like pretty much.
Do you think music leads Milwaukee for content?
Yeah,
if you're gonna do content in Milwaukee, you gotta start with music.
I'd say that's the lead. Like if you wanna have some type of, I won't say success, but like you wanna have some type of clientele that is going to constantly, need work. And I say music videos is where a lot of people start and they have success and are able to move to LA and have a full portfolio to work again and keep moving up the ladder. So especially because our like music industry is buzzing.
That's what I was about to say. Speaking on that,
up and up and
what do you think of the music industry in Milwaukee? Because I know it's getting better, bro. It's like
it's
not a big major city yet when it comes to music, and it's not in general. But like
I said, we don't have the infrastructure. That's the number one thing. But it's fun music. That's the thing. Like we have fun. Like that's the difference between us and a lot of different places, is that when you come to a Milwaukee show or you listen to Milwaukee music, you watch their music videos, it look like they having fun because they having fun. It's just it's a one big party, but it's a music video. And
somebody just got a camera in the party.
Yeah, somebody's got a camera in the party, but it's a music video. And that's the difference. It's like Milwaukee got a lot of great talent on either end. Like there's the low ends, there's the hood music, there's the indie rap music, there's the rapidy rappers, there's the singers who can sing their heart out. And we got every avenue of talent in Milwaukee. It's just that there's not the infrastructure, or there's not somebody who wants to even put the infrastructure down so that it can grow and flourish into what it's supposed to be. I don't think there's like corporate interest just yet
in Milwaukee,
but it's building. Like it's like right there. It's like it starts with.
I can feel it too, because like growing up here, like nobody really listened to Milwaukee rappers. What was bro name who had that one song? I could think of I can see this nigga's face.
You talking about Ray Nitty?
Wow, that was like the Milwaukee claim to fame, boy.
Shout out to Ray Nitty.
But now I can see, like, even living in Houston, like Milwaukee music starting to elevate. I'll hear somebody listen to a Milwaukee rapper, like, damn, bro, how you know about that? You know what I'm saying?
It really started with Chicken P.
I seen his shit was trending on Instagram. I was like, oh yeah, that's gonna be up, bro.
It really started with Chicken P like a couple years ago.
You had him on Izzy and Tyree, right?
Yep. He fell asleep a couple times, but
I do remember that shit, bro. That's just funny.
It started with Chicken P to me. Like it started with that era of music. Like it was Chicken P, Munch,
Munch though. That nigga stepped to it.
Yeah, it was Chicopee Munch, Mari Boys, MT Twins. Like they really started it. Even Bankhead. Bankhead, I can lead everything back to this one Bankhead video that went viral everywhere. That was like the beginning of all the like virality of Milwaukee music, because he started doing skits and all types of stuff, and then you get Big Frank coming around, then you get JP coming around, and it all started with Bankhead on like that, where we at right now. Bankhead was like the first one of that type of rapper.
It started off.
Yeah. RP Bankhead, but he was really the first one. Like, now we got JP, Frank. If you see what JP doing on Instagram and TikTok and everything, you'll be like, damn, Milwaukee up. But ain't nobody got no deals. That's the difference. They doing it all independently, all on their own dime, and that's the difference between Milwaukee and a lot of different cities. It's that a lot of people got deals with indie labels and they got funding. We ain't got no funding. This is just all dance moves and self-promoting.
Not fact. But so if someone's like trying to be a creative in Milwaukee, music videos is like the main thing. What would you say like next is?
Next,
is it like honestly, getting on set, getting into that type of thing?
You gotta start doing. It's either you get into music videos, photos, or it's the fashion. Your Unfinished Legacy started. It's starting to boom.
Stuff, bro. I remember I seen their stuff on Instagram like 2 years. I don't know if you sent it to me or if I just seen that they was from Milwaukee. And then now seeing them like now, I'm like, holy shit.
They got a store. They got their own store. They got everything. And I was actually just looking at that the other day when I was like, damn, this was their first event, and then they got their own day, which was yesterday, July 8th, and it's just like you start to see stuff growing and like blossom a little better, and now you're like, wow, like they just stuck with it. That's the thing, is a lot of people give up. If we stick with it, we could really
do something.
And if we stick together, we could do something crazy. And that's the number one thing, is Milwaukee is now coming all together. And it's like we have these people who are talented. We just need to give them the platform. And I think that's what's really happening right now in Milwaukee. It just got to keep up. That's
I feel that.
But the next thing, I didn't answer your full question.
No, you good.
Next thing, if you're a filmmaker, creative, you got to get in the gym. You got to do whatever, like whatever video it is. Like you just got to start filming, go to every event, bring your camera, and then somebody go start noticing you with your camera. Bring your cards, because it ain't really no outlet for you to like really get it, you know, like self-promote. And music videos is that thing, because it shows that you have versatility, but that's not the only thing. You can get into other avenues.
What so you do like concert photography and stuff now with Carved in Stone. What, I know that's even something I think would be dope to do eventually, but how did you get that first like into concert? Because I know everybody wants to credential, everybody wants to shoot a game, everybody wants to shoot a concert. Like how did you get that first time?
The first time we did something
in basically.
Was
it with Carved in Stone? Or
me and Naisha. My first concert was the Lyrical Lemonade. So that was the first one I did.
And what was that connection that brought you like to shoot?
He just knew, one person knew me, another person knew me, and it was like, we didn't even link up on that. They just told me they had a concert and that I should come check it out. And I did, and they put me on a list, and I just... I ain't know what I was, like I said, it was my first one, so I ain't know how I went. I ain't know you only get 3 songs and leave. You don't know, nothing, bro. And then the first one I did with Carved in Stone was DC Young Fly. We did a interview with him backstage at his show in Milwaukee, and we waited all night. That was the crazy part about it. Like we really waited all night. You don't understand, bro. I had to drive back to Milwaukee or Oshkosh and everything. I thought we was about to be done at like 8 o'clock, 9.
Right after the show, sit down, had an interview.
It was 2 a.m. about the time we got that interview done. And he still was trying to like, no, it wasn't 2. It was like 1 a.m. when we got done. But he was still like, after my next show, because they had like 2 shows that night.
Like
back-to-back shows. And I was like, bro. We was just like, bro, let's get this done, bro. 15 minutes is all we need. But I get it. People don't like doing interviews. But that was the first time I was like, damn, we just met all these people. We met Simone, Earthquake,
that was when Carlos Miller
Mike
was there.
Epps. Carlos Miller was there. Mike Epps invited us back in his dressing room, and we smoked a joint. I was like, this is crazy. I never thought I'd see Mike Epps in person.
Right, and we sit here smoking with him. That's always crazy to me too. Is like when you do get in those rooms, you're like, you know that one day, okay, eventually I hope I work with X person. Like, bro, dopest thing ever would be to work with Giannis or LeBron, bro. Like to shoot basketball content. But like right now, the reality is that happening is probably far-fetched. But then when you're in that moment, you're like, whoa,
Damn,
hold on.
how far-fetched is it? You know, like
I could really do this, bro. Like I know so-and-so and so-and-so. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Like those moments, like make it all worth it. You're like, damn, bro, I'm really doing this shit for real.
Yeah, the press credentials stuff, though, I got to answer your full question. I'm trying to get it all,
No,
so you got it.
Appreciate you.
So then, a couple years ago, Naisha came to me and she was like, I just want to go crazy with, like, getting into festivals and shooting and doing interviews. And I was like, you know, I'm ready for it. Like, I ain't really... You know, I got all the stuff for it. I got everything we need to really do it well and do it high quality. So we really just came together and was like, we go do this and just see how far we can take it. And it's just been festival after festival since. So shout out to Cars and Stone and Aisha for kind of giving me the opportunity, knowing that I had already kind of, not saying I already like built up the skills to do this, but I was already ready.
But
so
you had something to bring to the table too. And that's what I think a lot of people don't realize too, is like, you have to hold your own value. Like, I don't care how well you know somebody. I don't care how well I know you. If you knew my camera sheet was trash, bro, when the time comes to hire a videographer or hire me, whatever it might be, you'd be like, You
don't know if you go with me.
Right,
you know,
exactly.
And I understand that always. Like, when somebody go with somebody else, I'd be like, hey, that's on you.
They was the right fit,
They're the right fit. They might be cheaper. They might be this.
Right, for whatever reason.
For whatever reason, but the price is the price. I ain't changing it.
No, fact. Talk about pricing, and you ain't got to get into like specific details or even say a number. How did like your price start off and then like elevate, and like how did you navigate that as you go? Because again, there's no blueprint in anything that we do. There's no right or wrong way to do it. But like at the end of the day, we all have to make a living if this is what we want to do full time. Even if we're not doing it full time, like you don't want to be out here just
not making any money doing it, because it costs a lot of money to do it.
Right. We got what? Respectfully, it's probably $20,000 camera equipment just sitting in here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's not cheap to do. It's, you know, like the lens be costing way more than the camera, and people don't be understanding that how much money you put into it.
Right.
So at first I started off doing like, I was doing $100 videos,
same, bro.
$150 videos, and then I was doing $250 videos forever.
You thought you was up.
I was like, damn, he just booked me for $250. Damn, he just booked me for $500. Once $500 hit, I was like, okay. There's people have it. Yeah. They can pay the $500 for a video, pay the $500 to do this. So I kind of kept it as like $500 as a base. So I always be like, depends on what you need, but like for a base rate, me to just show up, shoot my camera, I was like $500. And then it kind of just, the more and more stuff I got, the more and more I charge people to like. And then also the more and more you're able to produce. Like, what you, the videographer, the producer, content creator that you were at $100 is not the same that you are now. So. It really is not. So now I'm like, I kind of work with all, I won't say all budgets because you're not getting me under that $500 rate, but I work with most budgets, just like, let's see how we can make this work. Right. Like, I want to help you out, bro. Like, at the end of the day, like, and that's the thing I always say too, is like, I want to create dope shit. If you want to create something dope and you think I'll be the person for it, like, I want to do it too. Like, let's figure out how we can make this work for both of us. But if it ain't gonna be more than I'm gonna make on a one-day commercial, sometimes I'd be like, nah. Nah, in fact, and there's times too, and like, even for myself, where it's like, bro, I really don't feel like doing this. But if you trying to do it, like, this is the price that it's gonna cost me to come out the crib today. Yeah, it really be like that. Now I really close the door on freelancing in a way. Like, I won't say I close the door, because I still do freelance like animations for people and freelance different stuff just to like help out, or be like, oh yeah, you came to me because you know I can get the job done, so I'm gonna help you out. But I kind of close the door on that, just anybody can hit me up to get something from me and like get a video off me, and I'm like, nah, because not everybody has the great intentions on it, and like then they go treat, some people just treat people terribly, like so it's like I'd rather just be doing this with my homies than like
having a good time,
having a good time.
And making maybe less money, bro. Like,
I'll make less money if I'm kicking it with my homies, honestly. I'm having a good time. I'd rather do the festivals and stuff like that anyway than like be doing a random video. I only do it for a couple people, to be honest, because who cares, bro? You know, like at the end of the day, as long as I'm happy doing what I'm doing, that's all. I care about my personal projects a lot more.
I don't blame you. What speaking on your personal projects, and then obviously, like you said, commercials, everything coming up. What are like your future goals for your videography, your own personal content that you're doing, your own comic book series that you've been doing? Like what are the, and they don't even got to be end goal, but like the next goal that you're working on to get there? And you can break them down individually. You can say all of it as ones or whatever you think, bro.
One of my main goals in the next like 6 months to a year is to, one, shoot, star, direct my own very good short film.
I got you.
So I could shoot a short film and it'd be okay. I want to shoot something that's so good that you like, damn, where is the rest? So that's my goal for like the next year, is to like shoot something really good, and what that may be, I'm not sure. I've written multiple scripts and I'd be like, yeah, that's not the one. That's not the one I can star in. And I'm like, I want to star and direct in something that's me and fits my like personality and how I can act. So that's my main goal for the next year. But with the comics and animations, is to get those as animated like feature films or shows, television shows. I had the one clip that's just been going up and up. The crazy thing with me with that is just like, I don't know how to like monetize that. You know, like that's be the hard thing. How do you monetize 100, 200 people who want to see this? You know, like they want to see it happen, but you don't know how to like make it necessarily to the point where you can monetize it and be like, I don't want to ask them for money to make it, but I want to make this so they can see it because they really want to see it.
And they've been tapped in already.
Yeah, they've been tapped in, and that one post has gotten like 500K views, and another post got like 1 million views, and it's like, they want to see this from me, but I can't give it to them because I don't have the budget, or I don't have the money to put in $10,000, $20,000 to make an animation. And that's the number one thing. That's my goal, is like, how can I monetize this? How can I give people who want to see it from me this? Because I want to see it too, because I made it and I wrote it, and I already see it.
Doing what you think it will do.
So that's the number one thing. I feel like that can like change up the whole animated industry. It's like having fun-loving black animations, you know, like where it's not like super intense or super focused on our issues, but we're just like, we're doing random stuff. We're scientists and we're trying to figure this out. We're this.
But we're black people.
Yeah, but we're black people.
Black
it's not like a black show. We're black and this is the show. Like that's how I be feeling.
No, that's real.
But I just want to be known as like a director who can do so many things. You know, I want to be a director who can make. My bad. I want to be a director who can make anything, you know, like I just want to be a known, respected director in documentaries, films, and stuff like that. So that's my goal long term, is just being a Jordan Peele type of guy in a way, you know. As
we wrap up, what do you like when you're producing or just doing content in general? What type of impact or like takeaway do you want your audience to have?
I just want to be inspired.
I know go project by project, but
I just want people to be inspired by what I do and like get the spark, you know, like to do something themselves, you know, and like at least explore that creative side of themselves. So I don't want to, even if you don't like it, you know, if it inspires you to be like, damn, might be easier, I might be able to do this because he's doing it. Yeah, that's all I really care about. It's like the inspiration that a kid might see it or somebody else might see it and be like, damn, I can do this.
I can do it. What? So these are speed questions. 1 or 2 answers.
Gotcha.
1 or 2 word answers. Real quick, off the top of the head. What's your favorite camera brand?
Camera brand, Sony.
What editing software?
It depends.
Okay, go ahead.
Sony for video, Canon for photo.
Okay, got you. What editing software do you use for photo and video and animation?
Lightroom, Unreal Engine, and then Premiere.
Okay, got you. If you had to pick one lens, not zoom lens, one prime lens.
One lens, 100 millimeter Minolta XX.
Got you. What camera did you start on? First camera ever?
Damn. I only had it for like 6 months, but it was the Canon T6.
T6.
Yeah.
And how long do you use it for? 6 months. You just
6 months, a good 6 months.
Yeah. So that's it, bro. Is there anything you want to lead the people with? What you want to tell your people? What you want to tell some of the people that might tap in for me?
Tap in to Izzy, man. He's an up and coming videographer out of Houston.
Yes, sir.
Tap in to me if you want to. Kicking it with Tyree Pope III, man. That's all. If you see me and you get inspired, come up to me and say something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up, bro. Appreciate you.
Hey, appreciate you
this
too.
This is dope, bro.